Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Empowerment with Elizabeth. Today I'm here with my sweet new friend Madison, and she is going to talk to us about being a state title holder and her prep for Miss Volunteer America. So, Madison, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, hello, my name is Madison Falkenstine. I am Miss Colorado Volunteer 2024. I'm a grad student at CU Boulder studying vocal performance and pedagogy. And yeah, I'm super excited to be here.
Yay! Okay, so talk to us a little bit about how you got started in pageantry.
Yeah, it's kind of a fun story. I didn't grow up doing pageants at all. It was not my vibe. Um, but I became really close friends through theater with a dear friend named Monica Thompson, and she became Miss Colorado 2019. And so I got to kind of follow her journey. And I just really looked up to her, and it was so cool to see all the amazing things that these women were doing, the effect that they were having on their community and the difference that they were making. And I was like, I want to be a part of this. And so I got into it a little late, and that was 2 years ago. And so that was when I first competed for the title of Miss Colorado. And my very first year, I was kind of just like there to see what was going on and
Sure.
see what the whole thing was about. And I was fourth runner up. And I was like, whoa, okay. And I loved it. And I was just, bit by the bug. And now here we are. So last year I was third runner up to our current Miss America, Madison Marsh. So that was pretty awesome. I got to see her win Miss America. And so, yeah, it's been really fun so far.
That's so exciting. I love that. So talk to us about your talent. You know, you had to have a talent for Miss Colorado. You have to have a talent for Volunteer America as well. So what is your talent? How do you go about selecting a piece for state and then now nationals?
Of course. So I am a singer. I'm an opera singer, and I've been singing literally since I was about 5 years old. And I used to have the worst stage fright ever. Like I would not sing in front of my mother. I would not sing in front of my sister. And but like my mom heard me singing Phantom of the Opera in the bathroom, and she was like, like something
You're
is
like really good.
like, oh, so I had to really overcome that stage fright. But I ended up getting my undergrad in vocal performance, and here I am back at grad school, continuing my studies in opera performance. And so it's just kind of a big part of me. And so as for picking a talent, opera, we kind of call it this dying art form because it's something that like people don't just go to the opera anymore as much as they used to. And I would love to flip the script on that. So a lot of people think about opera, they're like, oh, it's boring, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, it is really cool. It's like musical theater, but on steroids. It's crazy. And it's so fun. Like the emotions are so intense. And so when I'm picking my talent for Miss Colorado or Miss Volunteer America, oh my gosh, I am picking something that's fun, that shows my personality. So I'm really excited for Miss Volunteer America. I'm going to be singing Love is Where You Find It. And it's something that is not super well known, but it has this like Spanish flair to it. And I'm excited to be all sassy. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I love that. I was talking to Katie Harmon, Miss America 2002, I think. Uh,
Yeah.
and she said the same thing. She was like, I love opera because it's so dramatic. It makes it easy to perform because the lyrics are just like so like intensely angsty and just like dramatic and full of emotion that it's like it's a no-brainer. So I love that you brought that up too. That's so funny. Okay, so talent is obviously one phase, but what is your favorite phase of competition?
I mean, yeah, it has to be talent because that's my home. I grew up doing theater, I grew up being on stage, and that's where I feel the most at home. But I will say, I am actually really looking forward to swimsuit this year. I've never competed in swimsuit. We did fitness the last 2 years at Miss Colorado. But I think it's going to be really empowering. Like, how can it not be, So I'm really excited to do that. And I'm really excited to, my mom's a personal trainer. So she's helping me, get in my best shape for Miss Volunteer America. And there's something so empowering about putting that work in and then getting to show that off on stage and saying, look at this hard work I did. So I'm really looking forward to that.
I'm excited for you. I competed in Miss Mississippi Volunteer my first time, like my first pageant ever. That was my first pageant. And swimsuit is like my favorite thing on this planet. So I hope you love it as much as I do because it's just such a blast. It's like fitness, but you get to be in heels, which is, and you get to
Yes.
walk fast still. That's why I hate evening gown. I don't hate it, but like kind of I do. Because you have to walk slow. Like I don't want to walk slow. I want to walk fast. I want to be peppy. I want to like be upbeat. So I hope you love it. It's so fun.
Excited.
Okay, so talk to us about your platform. What is it? What have you been doing with it, and what are your future plans for with it?
Yeah, so my serve initiative is what we call it in Miss Volunteer America, and it is fine arts for all. So as you could probably gather from my what I've said so far is I'm really
Kidding.
passionate about music. I'm really passionate about the fine arts, and I say they saved me. Like as a kid, when I was 16 years old, I was really struggling in school, and I ran away from home, and by finding my place in the theater and finding the arts, I was able to not only heal, but really find confidence in myself. Like I would not be the woman that I am today if it wasn't for my involvement in the arts. And I felt at home and I felt like I had a place where I could be myself. And I think that everybody deserves that. And I noticed that sometimes in our lower income schools, the fine arts are necessarily prioritized because of a lack of income from the school. And so I am really passionate about ensuring that each and every school in Colorado has a fine arts program to offer, and that it is equally as important as our STEM programs as well. And so the main bulk of my work is showing up to schools and talking to kids and getting them excited about the things that they have to offer, and I'm working on a project right now to raise money for a local Title I school in District 11 in Colorado Springs, and to get some materials for the teachers there, just so that they can really that organization actually, they hope to have a theater program in every elementary and middle school in the whole district. And so I'm really excited to partner with them and to get that initiative going and help that all the teachers have the resources that they need in order to teach.
I love that. I love that. And nationals is coming up. So talk to us about, what you've been doing for prep, what you've been focusing on to get you ready for Miss Volunteer America.
Yeah. So I just got crowned like last week. So it's going to be a whirlwind. So obviously right now I am focusing on that paperwork, getting that done. That's a huge ordeal. It's got to be just right. So I'm focusing on that right now, making lots of appearances to sponsors and all those sorts of things. So I'm really looking forward to that. The main bulk of what I'm doing is just getting my workout regimen in place, so that's a big part of it. And yeah, working on the interview aspect. That's coming from a theatrical background where you always have a script. It's a little interesting sometimes coming from a place of like, oh, I have to just make up things on the spot. So I'm like working on my interview skills, and it's been so empowering though to be to work on that public speaking skills, the networking, all that kind of stuff is imperative for the career that I've chosen too. So it's just an all around great thing. So
I love it. I love it. And you mentioned appearances too. So talk about your favorite appearance that you've done so far.
yeah, girl, this is actually my first one, if we can call it.
I love it.
So I'm going to say this right now. Yay!
Yay. I love it.
Super excited to go to my hair sponsor next week, and they're going to give me some highlights, and I'm really excited about that. So, but we've got lots of things in the books. I'm going to be in the Denver St. Patrick's Day parade. I'm looking forward to that. Lots of fun stuff coming up.
Yay. I love it. I love it. And then final question, if you could give one piece of advice to a first-year title holder, what would it be?
Yeah, I have to say that this is going to sound so cliche, but be yourself. We say this a lot in theater too, is what is the point of trying to be an off-brand version of someone else when you could be the absolute best 100% Madison Falkenstine, and so it's really important as well not to compare yourself. And it's so hard because we're literally in a competition where judges are comparing us. And so it's hard not to look at the other girls and be like, oh my gosh, I'm not as skinny as her, or blonde or tan or whatever the case may be. But I am me, and I just want to be the most authentic and true version of myself no matter what. And that's, I think, the best advice I could give.
I love that. I love that. Well, thank you so much, Madison, for coming on and
Thank you.
chatting with us about, your title and your background, and just know that we'll be rooting for you at nationals.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Of course, and I'll see the rest of you guys on our next episode. Bye, y'all.